you think that the middle tier quarterback is dead in the NFL?
So I'm gonna let you go first.
Kirk Cousins ruined it.
I'm sorry, I got no hold up, Kirk. You don't get these.
Yeah, I mean,
the pea shooters.
Yeah, you throw Dak Prescott in there too, man. I think they're middle tier quarterbacks. I've been very critical of them and I've been proven right with this. But I think teams that are poverty-stricken franchises like the Vikings, who else are we going to get? Is the mindset that a lot of these teams have. Who else is better? And I think you gotta continue to draft and put yourself in position to take these quarterbacks until you get it right. Paying stopgap veterans, and I just think you're gonna find yourself in a rock and a hard place by doing that. It's like when we talk about with the Jets, how I was just on a pod where we were talking about the Jets want to go get Aaron Rodgers. That's their quarterback one of the offseason. Why would you want to go get a quarterback who doesn't even know if he wants to play? And if he plays, he's going to play maybe 2 years. So how much capital are you going to give up when you got, Derek Carr down the street who wants to play and you can get him at the stopgap?
Derek Carr down the street. My nigga Derek can't catch a break. Like, man, she's beautiful. Derek Carr down the street, nigga, giving it up.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Now, if you add, so my thing was this. So why would you go do that if you got to go give up draft capital, go get Lamar Jackson? They want to give him up, or go try to get one of these quarterbacks. If you gonna spend
that money, make sure she worth it.
Right. So you got the Vikings putting all this dough, buying these Birkins on Kirk Cousins, and it's like the results, you're not getting the results you want. So
you walking around and people are like, that's her.
Yeah. How much plaster does she got?
The reason why the middle stopgap quarterback, or the middle class quarterback, as we call them, or the mid, you know what I'm saying? The mid quarterback has died is because I think that the quarterback scaling system for payment and salary has fucked up everything. Bigger point. Quarterbacks should not be the ones getting this fucking huge bag. The best fucking players in the league should be getting this huge bag no matter their position. Now, before you interject or anybody interjects that disagrees, the NFL is the only major sport that we have that does this. Could you imagine having LeBron James on your team and saying, oh yeah, man, you can't make as much as the point guard because you're not the point guard? So that's what the fucking NFL does. And so I think that's what fucked everything up. Because right now, I think if you went on a team and said, okay, so Daniel Jones, for example, you want 45. You're not the best guy on this team. So we're going to give $45 million to Saquon Barkley. This running back is a horrible idea. But we're going to give $45 million to Saquon Barkley, right? He's the best player on our team. So we're going to pay him accordingly. Like, let's say, oh, shit, now the Rams, who fit that LeBron analogy pretty well, actually, and you know what I'm saying? Because they did have the LeBron on the team, but Matthew Stafford gets all the money, gets quarterback. But Aaron Donald should get the most money. Like, Dallas Cowboys, like, Michael Parsons should be getting Dak Parsons contract type money shit. Like, this whole idea that this quarterback is just this mesmerizing figure that makes your team, oh my God, it's a fucking lie. The reason why it exists in the NFL is because you have to pay them so much goddamn money. Like, if you could pay the best players the most money, the quarterbacks would become just another player. And all this shit wouldn't really matter. So I'm sorry. So the middle tier QB shit is dead. But I don't think that middle tier QBs can't win. I think the simple fact is why have a middle tier QB when you're going to pay a guy that's coming out the draft who's going to be better than him? Why pay him more? It just makes no sense. So it killed it, but it killed it because you got to pay a quarterback so much goddamn money, it's not worth it. Like, why would I pay that much for a quarterback that's not worth it? Like, it's not, like, after you get past the top, like, I'll give y'all 10. And I'm giving niggas 10. Like, after the top 10 quarterbacks, you niggas ain't worth this money. You mean to tell me after the top 10 quarterbacks, they're better, they're worth more money than every other position? We're paying DBs to stop the quarterback. They need $40 million. What are you talking about? Let me say that for sauce. Sauce gonna be worth that money. I'm not trying to get at to a mid-tier guy just because he's the quarterback. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. I just don't agree with it.
This is piqued my interest. I'm gonna see where all this shit began and started from. I'm gonna
Think
go ahead
about
and
it, because I don't believe Trent Dilfer made more money than Ray Lewis.
So, because I remember at one point, there was the $100 million quarterback contract. That was more so reserved for guys who.
But they
played
were
the Super
nice
Bowl.
as fuck.
Yeah. But I want to know where it went wrong.
But here's the problem. See, we should look at this too, because
no.
But he's a prime factor in it, because Jettas needs to get paid more than Kirk Cousins. He's better. Like, the NFL is the only place where you can look on a roster and literally say, without there being some sort of weird shit at NBA where the nigga got paid like 10 years or 3 years prior in another contract when he was the shit and they got traded. But the NFL is the only place where you can look at the roster and say, man, these top 5 niggas on this team are better than the dude making the most. Guaranteed players would fall in line, and I guaranteed leadership would follow differently too, because you're asking guys and teams to be leaders that aren't the best, aren't fit to. You're a quarterback. We know you're not better than your defense. We know you got better guys on your offense, Kurt, and we're asking you to lead these niggas because you make the most money. It's the dumbest shit ever, and it creates animosity because you're like, you're asking this bum ass nigga to lead us? Really? And you're paying him the most money? And we got to smile here and take it. Like the first night in prison. You know what I'm saying? It's not fucking, it makes no fucking sense. Like, I think that's the thing that fucked up everything, bro. Like, this shit's horrible. But that's just on a rant.
I don't want to devalue the role of the quarterback and what they actually bring to a locker room, or what they're supposed to be. A real franchise quarterback, what they actually do. Like, they have the most difficult position.
True, but you'll answer this with a yes, I imagine. If I say that guy that you just described, he's the best player on your team, right?
Should be.
Right. Every quarterback that we will name that fits that bill that you say galvanizes the troops, you know what I'm saying, leads us to victories. Pat Mahomes, he's the best player on the Chiefs, correct? If the Chiefs come out and say Pat Mahomes is making the most money and Chris Jones is making the second amount of most,
let me tell you
would not be mad about that.
I'm going to tell you where it went wrong. When they didn't cap the rookie wage scale.
Facts.
I think that's where it went wrong. Because I think players would look at these rookies who are like top 5 picks and be like, damn, they getting all this money. I want that and some. Mm-hmm. You ain't never play the snap.
But you deserve it though. If I've been in the league and I got stats to prove, like, I do this, bro. Like, I do this against pros. Like, we hear pros say all the time, fuck your draft picks. If the nigga turned out to be a dog, okay. But, like, we want somebody that we can look at and say, you've done your job in the league. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, you're right about that too. Like, it's all like this whole, and I've talked about this before, more so in the NBA, this selling hope shit is what teams do. And this is what they profit off of. Like, we're going to pay you for the potential of what you might be and live with that shit, which makes no sense other than whether we're going to make you prove it and pay you for what you've done. And, like, I don't know, it's a backwards ass system that probably will never change. But when people look at, like, what's wrong with it and why is it always a fucked up situation, like, we're literally sitting here talking about, like, why teams can't have a guy that should be able to not fuck up. We always talk about quarterbacks that fuck up because they're either young or they're either old and they can't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys, they're like, oh, he's fucking up at the end of the game. It's like, no shit, bro. He's fucking 23. Like they got him out here with a bunch of dudes that are ready to win. Like I've always said, if you were to take Tony Romo back in 2014, I believe, was it 2014 when Dak was a rookie? Am I not mistaken? Yeah, 2014, I believe it was. Yeah. It was basically Dak's rookie year. If you were to let Tony Romo play with that team, I believe we get. I don't know if we win it. We get to an NFC Championship or we'll get to a Super Bowl. I guarantee you. And it's not because of Tony Romo being this magician or magical beast. It's just the fact that he was a veteran that knew how to just win a game in the pro level, which means a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, it's the NFL. The NFL is king of doing dumb shit in the sake of saying that you're trying hard. It is. Like, the NFL will run right into a brick wall and be all bloody and say, but I ran really hard. Yeah, into a fucking brick wall though. You know, but that's the NFL.